A number of the scriptures describing the life and ministry of Jesus Christ make deliberate allusions to the Exodus. Jesus' life parallels the Exodus to a remarkable degree, and it seems that the patterns of deliverance set in the Exodus were set in such a way so as to point forward to Jesus, who in some sense is the ultimate fulfillment of the mission of the covenant family. It is, after all, most strikingly through Christ that all the families of the earth will be blessed. On this occasion, though, we are going to mostly restrict our focus to the Exodus and point out the similitude that exists between the Exodus and the life of Christ. To do this, we'll take pieces of each story and cast them as similes with related circumstances in the Lord's life. So to begin, as Israel went down into Egypt to preserve their lives in consequence of Joseph's dreams, so Jesus went down into Egypt to preserve his life in consequence of Joseph's dreams. As the children of Israel passed through the clouds and through the sea, so Christ was baptized by water and received the Holy Ghost descending upon him in the form of a dove, another visual manifestation. As the children of Israel wandered 40 years in the wilderness and were tried and tempted, so Jesus fasted 40 days in the wilderness and was tempted of the adversary. But he gave no heed to these temptations and was without sin. Indeed, Jesus quotes deliberately from the lessons of the children of Israel in the wilderness in his rebuke of the adversary. As Moses went up upon the mount to receive the law, which he then delivered unto the children of Israel, so Jesus taught the higher law, giving the law himself upon the mount to his disciples. So as Moses went not himself into the promised land, but led the people there and saw it with his eyes, so the law of Moses pointed and led men to look forward to the Messiah, but did not continue with them after Christ's death and resurrection. As Moses lifted up the brazen serpent in the wilderness, and those who looked upon it were healed, even so should Christ be lifted up, for the healing of all who will look to him in steadfast faith. As Moses fed the children of Israel with manna in the wilderness, so the Lord miraculously fed the multitudes. But more than this, he fed them with the word of the Lord, and still more than that, he gave himself as a nourishing ransom for us. Indeed, he is our Passover lamb, and it is because of his atoning blood that the angel of death can pass over us in the final and most significant sense. To tie up not only do Jesus' life, ministry, and sacrifice fulfill, in important ways, the prophetic precedents set by the Exodus, but his sacrifice prepares the way for each of us to escape from the bondage of sin.